when it's not the opposition party, not your party, Siddharth, which pulls out, something spectacular to take on the government. It's one of the allies. Yes, Derek, I know you want to respond. Okay, brief response.
I only want to say one thing. Only one thing.
1 minute.
Only one thing to Siddharth.
Yes. I can raise my voice in the
only
parliament.
One thing to Siddharth.
No, has Mamata Banerjee taken the wind of the BJP sails?
Only one thing to Siddharth. Only one thing to Siddharth. To suggest that Mamata Banerjee does not know the Aam Aadmi is preposterous. Let me tell you, there is perhaps no other no person in the political sphere who personifies Aam Aadmi more in the entire
These
country,
are all subjective.
included.
That's all subjective.
Mamata Banerjee is at the top of the list for the Aam Aadmi.
There is a
all included.
perception of Mamata's politics of being pro-poor. There is a perception. Mamata is at a crossroad today. Now let her decide whether she is with the Aam Aadmi or she is with the Congress government, which is responsible for these high prices.
1 minute, so gentlemen, before I go to you, Siddharth Varadarajan and Aslam Goni, I'm sorry. So just one brief detour. I'm going to take two questions now to the Congress party, because Abhishek Manu Singhvi is also with me. Mr. Singhvi, where do you stand on this? Are you ready for a realistic rollback from saving the Aam Aadmi from the triple whammy of food inflation, fuel price hike and RBI rate hikes? If you do not roll back, then you will be seen to be insensitive not to Mamata Banerjee, but to the concerns of the Aam Aadmi.
Arnav, let me start by saying how amused I am to find the desperation for power in the BJP. They are constantly worried as Narad Muni that why is the Trinamool not pulling out? Why is the government not destabilized? Why don't we come to power by collateral means? This desperation is so obvious and so pitiful. They're not concerned about the price rise. They're concerned about how quickly the government must fall, whether through Trinamool or otherwise, and they should get power. That's point one. Point two is that it was I who, even before the Trinamool today, at the official press briefing of the Congress, started by saying that we call upon the government to go into this, to revisit it, and to provide all measures and means, alternative means if necessary, to try to reduce the impact of this to the vulnerable sections. Now, we are not fettering the government's discretion. We are not saying roll back in the sense that this price must come back, because we know the constraints. We understand that this is not in the government's hands entirely. But certainly, we have called upon the government in a very serious way to consider several alternatives.
But there's a difference.
There could be several.
There's a difference between your saying it and Mamata Banerjee saying it, because you're not going to pull back
support. I am not here to.
But she could.
I am not here to comment on the Mamata Banerjee saying, because I was earlier remarking about her with the BJP. Certainly there's a difference. Certainly there's a difference, and there's a difference in formulation, in approach. I would not formulate or use words as they may be entitled to use. I don't have to, every ally doesn't have to have identical views and agree. And let me tell you one more thing, Arnav. I do not see their remarks in any manner as an ultimatum. I can also see it as a very great sensitivity and concern about a genuine issue. After all, the Congress is also concerned.
Yeah, sure, but
so ultimately this will be solved only if we go
there are only two options.
That discussion next week.
Dr. Singhvi, there are only two options you have. Either you give in or you don't give in. The Prime Minister indicates he doesn't give in. Now, if you stay by that situation, the Prime Minister keeps his position, but your government UPA is going to come down to 256. And if they are backed by the DMK, if they also take a similar position, it's down to below 240. You can't afford that before a winter session.
Arnav, you are exactly right. Your theory is exactly what the BJP in its dream world is hoping, dreaming, dying for. Let me tell you, all these doomsday scenarios, just give it a few days, we'll have another discussion and then we'll see. These have happened many times before. Let the BJP do something concrete to get support and power, and not keep relying on such things in a dreamy manner.
Abhishek Manu Singhvi, thank you very much. I now go to the editor of The Hindu, Siddharth Varadarajan. Siddharth, 1 minute. Siddharth Varadarajan, 1 minute. Siddharth, there are two Siddharths tonight. Before Siddharth of the BJP response, Siddharth, the editor of The Hindu, also believes that this is possibly a bluff by Mamata Banerjee that might be called by the government. Mr. Varadarajan, you could make your point directly to Derek O'Brien.
Well, I'd rather make it to you, quite frankly. My sense is only that this is a stand. It's a politically necessary stand that Mamata Banerjee and the Trinamool Congress are taking. but it's a stand that has been made in order to extract something out of the government. I don't think Mamata Banerjee for a moment assumes that the government is going to roll back petrol prices.
Okay.
But the government can give her, or she hopes the government can oblige her in other ways. For example, she's been demanding that the quantum of assistance in the form of the so-called Bengal package,
Of course.
that has to be enhanced or increased. The central government so far has not been cooperating with her. Is this a lever that she will use
Okay.
to extract more money for Bengal? That is my sense of where this debate is going to go. She's absolutely right that the central government, that the Congress is more vulnerable at the center than she is at the state because she has a majority of her own. But she's not in the game of toppling the Manmohan Singh government right now, and everybody knows this. And so essentially this is a game of chicken. And my sense is that she will extract something out of the center because the cost of taking this all the way to the bitter end, it will be lose-lose for both the Trinamool as well as the Congress, and neither party is going to go all the way to that extreme.
So it's a bit of a farce. Derek, see, I'm not being cynical tonight. Because you accuse me of cynicism. That's Siddharth Varadarajan's interpretation as well. That's the way people are looking at it, Mr. Derek O'Brien. Yes, Siddharth, 1 minute. Before I go to you, let me get in the NC representative. National Conference representative Aslam Ghoni. Where do you stand on it? You too, you're a smaller party. You have 3 MPs though. Where do you stand? I thought Dr. Farooq Abdullah was backing Mamta this morning.
I would wish, Arnab, that this occasion is used for some constructive thing instead of getting into the issues of the parties, how it's going. Your discussion is on something different, but I just would like to make clear through the medium of this channel. Initially, we have been given to understand that these are the companies which are suffering losses. I have been listening to this for the last 3 years, that the companies have been suffering losses and they are not able to sell the oil on the prices because of the rise in the international market. I would like to tell you, Arnab, and tell the people listening to this debate, that as in today, in 2008 to 2009, Hindustan Petroleum has shown a gross profit of 400 crore rupees, and as against that, Indian Oil has shown in 2009-2010 5,556 crore rupees, and Bharat Petroleum has shown as 1,500 crore rupees in 2009-2010. Today, India is a place where the oil, if on conversion we see, the petrol in conversion we see is being sold at the highest rates in the whole world. And instead of indulging in the argument like whether Mamta should roll back or not, whether somebody should, the government should roll back or not, whether Mamta should withdraw the sport, I think it's a bigger issue, Arnab, and you being the most sensible person on the media, I would like to tell you that kindly use this occasion for something different. Try to find a solution out of for this whole thing, ultimately is falling.
I would like to get Lord Desai to respond to you. I want Lord Desai to respond to you.
No, please, it's ultimately falling on the poor man, and poor man is suffering. Unfortunately, our concern in this country is becoming pro-bigger corporate people, and because of this, your country is, my country is in a great danger. We are in such inflation.
I want this issue settled.
Where probably tomorrow you will be in a bigger problem.
1 minute.
Don't kindly put it to the parties.
No.
Take it as a major issue for the country.
Mr. Ghoni,
what Mamata Banerjee does, what somebody else does.
Mr. Ghoni, Siddharth Nathan, just coming to you, Lord Desai. Is this a farce? Is someone trying to pull wool over our eyes by saying that these companies, HPCL, BPCL, are making losses?
If these companies made losses, who will pay for them? Mr. Dhoni, if the companies made losses, who is going to pay for them? The poor people who pay the taxes will pay for them. If the petrol price goes up, the rich pay. If the petrol price goes up, the rich pay.
Mr. Ghoni, listen to the argument.
No, stop.
No, 1 minute, Mr. Ghoni, listen to Lord Desai. 1 second.
Stop Stop defending the rich. The rich people rich people use petrol for the cars. You're defending the rich, not the poor. You're defending the rich. That's what you're doing. All political parties are defending the rich. The rich. You like the rich and the cars. You guys also drive cars, although maybe the Sarkar pays for your petrol. But it is the rich you are defending, not the poor. So stop pretending that you're defending the poor. Price must be controlled. Price must be controlled. No, you're not. You're not. If you defend a petrol, if you defend.
One second.
If you attack a petrol price hike, you're defending the rich.
No, 1 second.
You're defending the rich.
1 second. Siddharth Nath Singh wanted to come in. Siddharth, yes.
In the two-wheelers.
Siddharth.
Arnab, I think Abhishek Manu Singhvi has left, so I won't, it won't be fair to comment, and you should have allowed me to rebut him straight away. However, I think the debate is now moving more from the political to the economics of it.
Yes.
But I'm amazed when Mr. Goni, NC, talks about that there is all these HPCL and Indian Oil and all are making such huge profits as he has just rattled them out. Now, if that be the case, and then he says you being an anchor and there has to be a more sensible debate rather than pulling from the UP or not. Now, if the government, the oil companies are making such profits, they being the part of the UPA, and the government is still not listening, I don't know how they wish to pressurize the government or make the government see the light that the Aam Aadmi is suffering. Now, coming on Lord Meghnad Desai, whom I respect a lot, when he talks in India that the petrol is for the rich people, I'm a little amazed because petrol is used in the motorcycles and the scooters, and the diesel is being used in the BMWs and the Mercedes. So it's a little reversal in India which is happening. So in the urban class, one must look at it that the petrol is actually affecting the Aam Aadmi. And thirdly, we must have a realization.
Listen to Lord Desai's response. Yes.